On a cold October day in 1849, Edgar Allan Poe, one of the greatest literary minds in history, was found delirious, wandering the streets of Baltimore. Disoriented, disheveled, and wearing clothes that weren't his own. It was the beginning of an enigma that remains unsolved to this day. Poe was no stranger to death and madness in his stories, but little did he know that his own final chapter would be steeped in the same dark, haunting mystery he so often wrote about. What led to the tragic and untimely demise of the master of macabre? Was it illness, foul play, or something even more sinister? In this video, we explore the baffling circumstances of Edgar Allan Poe's death, an unsolved mystery that has left historians and scholars guessing for over 170 years. The story begins on September 27, 1849. Edgar Allan Poe set out from Richmond, Virginia, on a journey to Philadelphia. He was traveling to edit a collection of poems, but something went terribly wrong. For several days, Poe vanished without a trace. No one saw him, no one knew where he went. Until October 3rd, when he was found in a gutter near Gunner's Hall, a polling place in Baltimore. He was barely conscious, muttering incoherently. He was not dressed in his own clothes. Instead, he wore a tattered second-hand suit that looked far too large for him. How did Poe, once a man of literary acclaim, end up in such a disturbing condition? He was quickly taken to Washington College Hospital, where doctors tried to save him, but it was too late. Edgar Allan Poe died on October 7, 1849, but the mystery of how and why he died was just beginning. Immediately after his death, rumors began to swirl. Some said it was a result of his notorious struggles with alcohol, that years of drinking had finally taken their toll. But was that too easy an answer? Others believed Poe had been a victim of a brutal political practice known as cooping, a scheme in which unsuspecting victims were kidnapped, forced to vote multiple times for a candidate, often beaten or worse in the process. Could Poe have been caught in a deadly political game? The details remain murky, but the truth lies somewhere deep in the shadows of 19th century Baltimore. Edgar Allan Poe's final moments were witnessed by one man, Dr. John Joseph Moran. It was Dr. Moran who treated Poe during his last hours, but instead of answers, he left us with more questions. Moran's accounts of Poe's death have changed over time, each version more puzzling than the last. At first, Moran claimed Poe had called out for someone named Reynolds, though no one knew who this mysterious Reynolds was. In later accounts, he mentioned a calm and coherent Poe, contradicting the earlier reports of his delirium. Was Dr. Moran hiding something, or was he simply confused? His inconsistent stories have only deepened the mystery, and to this day, no one knows the truth of what Poe said or did in his final hours. One thing is certain: Poe's life was slipping away, and no one could save him. In his last moments, Poe reportedly uttered just a few words that have haunted his legacy ever since. "Lord, help my poor soul." These were said to be the final words spoken by Edgar Allan Poe, a man who had written so much about death, madness, and the afterlife, now confronting his own demise. What did he mean by those words? Was he seeking redemption? Or was it a cry of despair from a man who had lived in darkness for so long? His final plea, whether for forgiveness or a final release from suffering, only adds to the tragic enigma that surrounds his death. But even his last words are contested, with some questioning if they were ever spoken at all. In an age before modern forensics, many records from Poe's death have been lost or forgotten. Yet, there's one glaring fact that deepens this mystery further. There was no official autopsy. Poe's cause of death was listed simply as congestion of the brain, a vague term often used in the 19th century when the true cause of death was unknown. Without a proper autopsy, any number of causes could have claimed Poe's life: alcohol poisoning, untreated illness, even foul play. But with no concrete answers, every theory remained speculative. Adding to the confusion, Poe was found wearing someone else's clothes, disoriented and far from home, raising more questions than answers. Witnesses reported him being incoherent and unable to explain how he ended up in such a state, fueling rumors of kidnapping or political corruption. Despite numerous attempts to unearth the truth, The events leading to Poe's demise remain shrouded in mystery, as elusive as the man himself. Even today, his final hours are the subject of intense debate, with each new theory casting doubt on the last, keeping Poe's death as cryptic as his most twisted tales. Imagine, one of America's greatest writers, his body lying in a hospital bed, and no one truly knowing what took his life. The mystery that Poe left us with, just like his stories, remains unsolved. Poe was buried in an unmarked grave, his death as mysterious as the life he led. Over the years, his literary genius has been celebrated, but the questions surrounding his death have only deepened. Some say the mystery of Poe's death is fitting for the man who gave us such dark and chilling tales. Was he writing his own tragic end through his characters all along? Or was he simply a victim of circumstance, lost to the cruelty of fate? As we delve deeper into his life and work, it becomes clear that Poe's greatest mystery was not one he created, but the one he left behind. The theories range from alcohol poisoning to political foul play, yet no explanation can account for every haunting detail. Even now, scholars and fans alike are drawn to his story, searching for the missing pieces of a puzzle that may never be solved. His final days, marked by delirium and confusion, read like one of his macabre tales, too strange to be real, too tragic to forget. Perhaps, in death, Edgar Allan Poe crafted his final enduring story, a mystery as compelling as the horrors he penned, forever tempting us to decipher it. For over a century, scholars, medical experts, and Poe enthusiasts have tried to piece together the puzzle of his final days. Was it illness, cooping, or something even more sinister lurking in the shadows? Each theory has its believers, but none have provided the definitive answer. The truth remains elusive, just as Poe would have liked it, shrouded in mystery and darkness. The death of Edgar Allan Poe remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in literary history. A mystery that, much like his work, invites us to question everything and trust nothing. The story of Edgar Allan Poe's death may never be fully solved, but what do you think happened to the master of the macabre? Was he a victim of his own demons, or was something more sinister at play? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Which theory do you find most convincing? Or do you have your own idea of what happened to Poe on that fateful night? And if you enjoyed exploring the dark mystery of Poe's death, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more eerie mysteries and strange historical tales. Turn on notifications so you never miss a story that sends chills down your spine. Thank you for watching, and remember, some mysteries are meant to be unsolved. Until next time.